Hello, guys. I'm Greg. This is Stephanie. We are real estate agents here in Key West, Florida, in the Lower Keys. This is our podcast, Living in Key West. And today, we're going to talk about some stuff that's been going on this past week, stuff that's going on this week, our favorite house in Key West, what's on our mind, and a couple of funny questions. Stephanie, what's up?
It's cold.
It is cold here. It is, so we do a live every morning on our TikTok and we walk around. We'll start off and we'll walk down Duval. We'll usually go by the Hemingway house, the lighthouse. If we're feeling a little crazy, we'll go down to Southernmost Point and then walk back by the Butterfly Conservatory. And if we're absolutely feeling nuts, we'll walk all the way back down, back by the Hemingway house and the Southernmost, or the lighthouse. And usually what dictates that is how many people are on the live.
Yeah.
And these past couple of days, really, it's probably because of this super cold weather.
Yeah, everyone's locked inside, basically.
We have had, crazy numbers on our lives.
Yeah.
I think I looked at our lives for the past week, and it was over 100,000 views. It's a lot. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
And, just through our lives, gained, I think, 1,000 or 2,000 followers.
Yeah. Just
in the past week.
Yeah.
So, and really, that's all. A majority of that's in the past 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty crazy. Cold weather's contributing to that, I think.
Yeah.
But I'll always say, "Oh, it's 57 degrees here," which is actually really cold for Key West, and it is chilly, especially when you're used to that hot weather. And we don't have any cold weather stuff. Stephanie at least has a jacket. I got a sweatshirt. That's about it.
Yeah.
Everything else is still up in Gainesville. But everyone's hopping on and they're like, oh, yeah, that's nothing. It's -40 here in Montana, in Billings, Montana. And we're like, say what? That does not sound very enjoyable.
No, it does not. We're cold here. My hands are cold right now.
It's cold in here. Stephanie got up and turned the heater on. Probably the first time that heater's ever been turned on. So fingers crossed, nothing crazy goes on.
No,
with
it's pretty cold in here. And 57, admittedly, as compared to 0 or -40, is not that cold, but it's chilly. It's definitely chilly, and especially in the morning.
Or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's been, chilly here in Key West. It's funny to drive down the street and see people wearing long sleeves or, people riding their mopeds or whatever, and they've got the little face coverings on just because the wind's chilly.
Covered.
Yeah.
It's been cold. So because when we're doing the live, I walk around. Obviously my hands got to stay out because I have the phone in one hand. I'll be pushing Winnie's stroller in the other. And my hands have been getting really cold. Yeah. It gets to the point where you just don't even feel it anymore. But the cold weather, I'm ready for it to warm up a little, which I did look at the forecast, and it's supposed to warm up a little bit and be in the 70s.
Okay. That'll be nice.
Very enjoyable for anyone who's coming to visit Key West for New Year's Eve or New Year's or anything like that. But, I wonder if, some of I remember we were walking this morning and we walked by someone and the entire family had on, the puffer jackets. So the odds are they're tourists, which is awesome. But my question is, did they bring the puffer jackets because they thought Key West was going to be cold? Or did they bring the puffer jackets because wherever they fly back to is going to be cold?
Right. They could have looked at the forecast and seen, it's going to be cold everywhere. So I don't know. That's a good question.
My guess is it's where they fly back to.
Yeah. They're probably glad to have it, though.
Yeah. Well, now they are.
When you walk out in the morning,
one of my jackets. Unfortunately, we're all up in Gainesville.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's also been, it's been kind of nice because it's Christmas time. So it just makes it feel a little more like the holidays versus when you're sweating your ass off on Christmas. It's feels a little less Christmassy.
Yeah. This time last year, because if you've listened to our other podcasts, you kind of know our journey a little bit. We were in Greenville, South Carolina this time last year. And 57 ain't nothing to what we were in there.
Yeah.
We were there for a month and a half, 2 months. And I don't know if it ever got in the 50s.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was cold. They had the biggest snowstorm they ever had.
Yep.
Which, don't get me wrong, that was really, really cool, but I would not want to live in that year-round. No. That's why, we always say, hey, if you guys are freezing your buns off now, hit us up. We'll help you find a little slice of paradise that you could come to during your cold months, especially with a lot of people being able to work from home now.
Yeah.
Have a place here and then rent it out when you're
absolutely
when you go back up to your
could be a snowbird
primary home.
Snowbird down here. Gets cold, fly south. Gets warm, fly home.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So what else did we do this week besides it being bundling up and
so it was Christmas week. Interestingly, it seemed like this week things slowed down a little bit in like the holiday happenings department.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like the first like 3 weeks of December
we're like nonstop.
Yes, so much happening. This week it was like a little slower, which was a welcome reprieve.
Thank you.
So we talked about this last week. We were going on the Conch, it ended up being the train. We thought it was the trolley, the Conch train tour of lights, like the Christmas lights. And we did it with the Gator Club. So it was the Florida Gator Club.
Not Gator Hunters.
No. Florida, the Florida Gator Club, the southernmost Florida Gator Club.
As in the University of Florida.
As in the University of Florida, right? Our alma mater. So we did,
Go Gators.
It was for the Gator Club. They got their own train. And I think it was Gators and then like friends and family of
a
Gators.
Lot more friends and family.
Yeah.
Because I heard some of the people on the train were like, what is this for again?
Yeah. They weren't Gators.
And, it is what it is.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was a full train.
Yeah, it was. So we went and did that, and we started in Old Town, but mostly we were going around in the New Town neighborhoods and seeing the lights. And there were some really cool, really very well decorated houses.
Well, what I would say is they should switch it up a little because the first house we stopped at was by far the best house.
Hands down.
Not even close.
Hands down.
So that really sets you up to be like, oh my God.
I know. I thought it was
like incredible. Are we going to get snowed on at every stop?
Yes.
Because this house was completely decked out, had actually like 3 or 4 snow machines.
Like industrial snow machines.
Set up on like raised up that were just, showering you with snow.
It was literally like a blizzard.
It was literally a blizzard like in Buffalo. And it was really cool.
It was.
But it was, it sets you up for, in my opinion, kind of disappointment because you were, and when I say disappointment, I don't mean I was like, oh my God, we just wasted an hour of our time. That's not what I mean, but that was by far the best one.
Yeah.
They should have saved that one for last.
I agree.
Because there's definitely some really, really cool ones.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to everyone who set those up because that's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
Like, it's a lot of work putting them up.
Mm-hmm.
It's even more work taking them down.
Oh, yeah.
So I do want to say that is not lost on us, and thank you very much. Don't take me by saying set us up for disappointment that it was a terrible train ride. That's not the case. But,
no, not at all.
They put the best first.
Yeah. And you kind of thought, I think I was like thinking like, because they had their whole setup and all this, snow and all this stuff, and they had a sign in the front that was like, vote for us or something like that for like best decorated house or something. Like there's some sort of competition. It was like a formal like sign that they had printed or like through this competition or something. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, there's going to be like at least 10 houses that are like in this competition. I never saw another one of those signs. So I was like, who else is in the...
Well, I bet you they won.
Yeah, they probably won. But I was anticipating that there were going to be 10 other ones on like the same level in terms of like the number of lights and like the show. Like they were all out there and like we're excited we got there and turned on their snow machines. Like I was just anticipating there was going to be a lot more of like that, and it wasn't. So you were just like, oh, I think we just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect. I would definitely suggest doing it, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
If you have kids, 100%.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of kids on our trainer and they all had a blast.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool. I also would say I would like to do more in Old Town because I know that there are homes in Old Town that are decorated. I don't know if maybe New Town's easier to navigate for the trains or something.
Yeah, but
versus going
they
up
go
and
around to Old Town because you got to think that train ride's usually that's like going through Old Town, right? Doing the major stops at like Southernmost Point.
Yeah, but they probably stay on like the main roads versus going back in the neighborhoods. Yeah. The Old Town neighborhoods, it's just hard. Like the roads are more difficult to navigate. So that would be maybe my only thought is why they don't do that. But yeah, I mean, definitely go on it. Definitely do it. It's fun. It's very like you feel in the holiday spirit. They play Christmas music the whole time. Everyone's in a good mood. So like definitely a fun thing to do.
Once again, thank you to everyone.
Yes. Absolutely.
Put up lights
for
that.
Yeah.
I saw one where someone said there is a group that literally they are outside waving for every single train ride.
Yes. And you got to think they do those train tours. I think, how many did they say per night? Was it like 3 per night or something? And they do them like December 1st through the 23rd.
And they do not miss a night. Now it just turns into kind of a little block party.
Yeah. But they have candy and they run up. The kids give you candy and all that stuff. So
that was cool too. Their house was really decorated.
It was really decorated.
But anyways, thank you.
Yes.
Everyone who did it. Because that was a lot of work and it was really cool. But yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we had some friends come into town.
We did.
So
we went to, we met them at Seaside Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So for all you locals out there, go eat at Seaside Cafe. It is truly, in our opinion, we're gluten-free, but it has the best gluten-free pizza we've actually ever had.
Yeah. It's really good.
Anywhere.
It's really good.
So, and they have really good truffle fries, and it's in a great location. It's right there at the southernmost mansion.
Yep.
And Michael, the owner, is extremely nice.
Yes.
And
so grateful for you to come and eat at his restaurant, and especially locals. He wanted some more locals. So, if you're local,
try it out. If you're local and you haven't tried it out, one, what are you doing with yourself? And two, go try it. It's
very good.
It's very good. I like it.
And it's a great location. You're literally right on the water.
Yeah.
And it's affordable. I mean, in terms of like Key West food. I mean, it's right on par with Key West food, but so good. It is a food truck, but like, don't let that. Some of the best food we've had on the island comes from food trucks. So
100%.
Like, it's very, very good. So they have gluten-free options, but they also have, just conventional, like not gluten-free options. So our friends got the not gluten-free, just the regular pizza. We got the gluten-free pizza, and they were raving about it too. Yeah. It's very good. It's not just the crust.
Their non-gluten-free one
looks really good.
Their regular pizza looked really good.
Yeah, all their ingredients are super fresh. That's the other thing that makes it so you really can. It's not just like, oh, it's good crust or whatever. Like, you can taste like it's actually legitimately really good food. They always do their fries perfectly crispy. Their aioli's delicious. It's very. And now I want Seaside Cafe for lunch.
Spotlight of the week.
Food spotlight.
Wah, 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 wah. Food spotlight of the week.
Go eat there. They also do. They have a bar there, so you can get like pina colada. You can get
any drink.
Yeah, whatever you like. They have a nice little bar there.
Yeah, they're really known for, or at least that's what they like to say, is that they're known for their lobster pizza.
Oh yeah, and people talk about that too.
People have talked about that.
They always mention
our TikTok.
We have not tried it.
We have not.
It does look good though.
Yeah.
We always get our traditional because it's so good and we like it.
It's super good.
We just eat that.
So go to Seaside Cafe.
Yeah.
Local or not, go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did that. We met our friends there.
Mm-hmm. So that was fun.
Yep, that was fun. Good to see them. And
what else did we do? It feels like it was nonstop. Oh, well, we took some clients to show them
we did do that.
Multiple houses.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun, taking them in there and letting them see some of the properties for sale and all that good stuff. So that was fun.
Christmas Eve, we got on Christmas. It's days run together. It's like hard to keep them straight.
Yesterday. So
Christmas was yesterday.
Usually we will shoot this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it out this morning.
Monday morning.
Yeah. But we didn't have any time.
No.
And it was Christmas.
So,
we're like, we'll just do it and put it out late. I know everyone's disappointed that it didn't drop at 8 in the morning. But
yeah. So we went and got... Yesterday morning, we went and got our Christmas lunch. We made it Christmas lunch. One Love. That was One Love Food Truck. That's one of our favorite places to eat. If you've been listening to our podcast or you follow us on TikTok, you know that. But Chef Clive makes the most incredible Caribbean food. And this was the first year he was doing Christmas. So you could like pre-order, you could just go up and get it at the window. They only had like a special Christmas menu, and they had Christmas dinner, which had like ham, half a chicken, rice and beans, bok choy, and carrots, and then this like tequila lime sauce, which was really good. They also had
a very large platter. It was
huge. It was,
And we actually still have a lot of that. That's what we'll probably have for lunch or dinner.
Yeah. And then they also offered oxtail, which I've not had, but our friend loves it and goes there every Sunday for their oxtail, evidently. Peter.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's like every Sunday he goes because they do oxtail every Sunday. So he gets it. He said it's incredible.
Peter, is that true?
And then they also had a salmon dish, and they have salmon on their menu, which we've never gotten, but we love salmon.
Oh, I thought that was like a Christmas only thing.
Well, maybe the way they prepared it, possibly.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Salmon always on there then.
Yeah.
Because I always get the same thing. I get the mahi tacos.
Yeah. So they had a salmon dish with sticky rice, and I think it's beurre blanc. You can laugh at me.
I
don't know if I said
called deliciousness.
Yeah, it was this sauce that's like I could bathe in. It was so
I
good.
could bathe in it.
It's like almost tastes like butter wine. There's just it's like one of those like things that like it tastes so good you could just like keep eating it. It's delicious. So that came on it too, and sautéed vegetables also with the salmon. So we ended up
like onions, red peppers,
squash, broccoli. Yeah, it was delicious.
That was actually probably one of my favorite salmon I've ever had. And we do a really good salmon, but
they did it blackened.
They did it blackened.
Yeah.
Yep. You could get it blackened or just seared, and I was a daredevil and went with the blackened, and I'm glad I did.
It was extremely good, very good. So we ate all the salmon for lunch, and then we nibbled on the other stuff. The ham was really good.
The ham was good. There was
it had like a sweet glaze on it of some sort,
almost like a pineapple-y,
maybe cherry something in there or something. It was it was good. So we got that, and then we kind of had a relaxing day. And then we went over to our friend's house for Christmas dinner, and there were just a bunch of people there, and we just had Christmas dinner and sat around, talked, and had fun, and it was really nice. It was really nice. So that was our Christmas week, really.
Yeah, so it was. I really enjoyed it. It was our first Christmas week here in Key West.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, pretty laid back, and I had a blast.
Yeah, it was great, and we had a little cold air, so it felt like Christmas.
A little nip in the air.
Yep, it was good. It was a good week, good Christmas.
Yeah,
so that's what's happening with us.
That's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's happening this week?
And our lives are in
Key West. I don't even know.
I usually leave that up to you.
I know. I actually need to pull that up and look at the.
Well, you're doing that. I'll talk about us finding a place to stay.
All right.
So Stephanie is going to look up what's going on in Key West. You can tell we're super prepared for this.
We're partially prepared.
But we are currently, and if you follow us on TikTok, you know, we're currently, our lease ends in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we had a place locked down, but that did not happen. So we're currently still looking for a place. Our goal is to be in Key West long term, as far as like get a yearly rental or a year lease.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, if we can't find something in Key West in these next 2 days, we will just go up the island a little bit. We'll still hopefully stay below 7 Mile Bridge, so still just be in the lower Keys. We'll stay there for a month or 2 months or whatever until we can get a place again in Key West. So if you're following us on TikTok, we'll try to figure something out, because I know everyone likes our morning walks. So we'll try to figure something out to where we're doing like those morning walks. I don't know if that means we'll get up early and just drive down to Key West, and we'll park, go do our walk, and then come into the office. I don't know. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error once we find a place to stay. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we got a Packers place, which we've been there for 6 months. So that's gonna be fun.
Yep.
But yeah, so we'll find a place. We'll
part of the adventure, part of the journey. This is part of living in Key West. We've been doing it for a year,
but also that does show you that there is a housing crisis here in Key West as far as finding. Yeah. That's a most frequently asked question is are there any jobs? And our answer is there are tons of jobs. It's just finding somewhere to lay your head at night. Mm-hmm. And we don't want 4 or 5 roommates. Nothing wrong with that. No. But that's not what we want.
We're not in that period of our lives anymore.
But that's how a lot of people will stay down here. Yeah. They'll have 4 or 5 roommates, and then once you get a place, you try to hang on to it.
Yeah.
So, So
but we'll figure it out, and
we've been doing it for a year.
We've been doing it for a year, and we will get back into Key West as soon as we can. If we're not here, then in a month we'll be back, or however long it takes. It's high season right now, so it's just kind of that weird
end of March. Yeah, but that doesn't. If a long term opens up, that's different. So we were talking, and essentially, if a long term opens up, even if we're in a month rental further up the Keys, we'll lock down that
absolutely
year-long
as soon as we
lease, and we'll just unfortunately have to,
pay 2 rents
for a month. But you kind of that's kind of how it is here in Key West. If something pops up, you got to snag it, and so that's what we're gonna do. And you guys are now caught up.
Yep.
What we got going on, Stephanie?
Well, now that we're past Christmas, we're all looking towards New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. So there's a number of things, and they're all happening on December 30th. So I'll just yell them out. So Fireworks and Glow Party, it's December 30th from 6 to 10 at the Key West Marriott Beachside. It's free and open to the public. Party organizers will give away 2,000 glow items to brighten up your night. DJ Cineris gets the party started at 6 p.m. Food will be available for purchase, with all proceeds benefiting Take Stock and Children. And fireworks are at 9. Then there's a fireworks celebration at 24 North Hotel. I won't read that. You can look it up. 24 North Hotel. New Year's Eve party at Sunset Pier. Ooh. So that's at 0 Duval Street. So that's all the way at the other end of Duval from where we are, down by Sloppy Joe's and all that. Mallory Square. That's right. We went to Sunset Pier. We were live at Sunset Pier. So
that could be a really cool live.
Oh yeah. The party starts at 9 p.m. right over the water. Enjoy a complimentary champagne toast and the annual key lime drop at midnight. And a $10 donation is requested to benefit Mote Marine Laboratories Center for Coral Reef Research and Restoration. So that's at Sunset Pier. Tuna drop at Smoke and Tuna Saloon. Party on New Year's Eve at Key West Smoke and Tuna Saloon. Drink specials, live music, and the offbeat tuna drop at midnight. And that's located at 4 Charles Street. There's also the conch shell drop at Sloppy Joe's. So spectators gather on Duval for the annual gala emceed by rooftop hosts and featuring dancing in the streets and a countdown to midnight recorded on a huge clock, and the drop of a gigantic man-made conch shell. So that's at Sloppy Joe's. And there's a pirate winch drop at Schooner's Wharf. There's a shoe drop celebration at Sushi at the Bourbon Street Pub, New Orleans House Complex at 724 Duval Street. So there's a number of places to go watch a number of different Key West related items.
Drops. Jeez.
Drop, yeah.
We got a conch, we got a tuna, we got a
shoe,
key lime, we got a shoe, we got a winch.
So whatever strikes your fancy.
Whichever's your favorite out of those, it's like picking your Monopoly piece.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
Go get that, and I'll tell you one thing, though, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong. We ain't going to be out at 12 o'clock.
No. We're not doing that.
I don't like that everything's starting at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on this week. I think everyone's just sort of recovering from Christmas. We're in that weird week between Christmas and New Year's that it's like everyone's like, wait, are we working? Are we not working? Are we doing something? What are we doing? Like, so everyone's just going to hang around till New Year's Eve and then go watch something drop.
Yep, and we work every day.
We do work every day. Yep, so that's what's going on this week.
Very cool.
Yep.
That is a lot of exciting stuff to do. And hopefully we will somehow be in Key West.
Yes.
Like as in our place.
We're manifesting it.
Then we will for sure do some type of live.
Yes.
If we're all the way up in like Cudjoe or Summerlin or something, I don't know if we'll make the drive for the fireworks and stuff, but that would be a cool live.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Fireworks from Key West. Key West fireworks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see where we are.
So that's that.
TBD.
I'll tell you what's coming up next on the docket.
What?
House of the Week.
All right. So this week we're talking about a house that we went and saw with some clients.
Yeah.
Last week it's 1033 Catherine Street.
Yep. 1033 Catherine.
Yep. And it's called the Kalizoi House, K-A-L-I-Z-O-I. It's
Sounds
2 words. I don't actually know what it means, but I like the name.
Yeah.
It's very cute. It's a 2-story house. Mm-hmm. It was built in the early 1900s, but the second story was put on in like the late 80s, kind of similar to 709 Thomas. Yep. And we actually liked it a lot more than I think we were anticipating we would like it.
Yeah.
It seemed like kind of one of those houses that like you either like love it or you just are not into it at all. But basically,
it had a different floor plan.
It did, yeah. It's like a long galley, and the downstairs, all the bedrooms are down. So it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms are downstairs, and then you go upstairs, and there's also a little living room in the downstairs when you first walk in.
First entrance.
And then you go upstairs, and you have another living room, the full kitchen, and a full bath. So it was really cool. We liked it once we got in there. We liked it because we were thinking about like, especially if you're
for a renter,
especially if you're there with family or whatever, people want to stay up. They can be upstairs. Like the hangout area is really upstairs, and then downstairs is like quiet. It's where everyone's sleeping or hanging out or whatever. So I liked it a lot. It had a nice little dip pool too in the back. The yard was really cute. I love that the front. You have your nice off-street parking, and there's a gate all around the front yard.
So you have pups or
not
something.
The driveway. Yeah, so you can have, your pups can be on the porch and they can go down in the front yard and stuff, and you don't have to be like worried about it because it's all gated and fenced in. So
yeah, and I thought the rooms were surprisingly spacious.
They were.
And
Definitely.
like Stephanie said, so you got all the rooms downstairs. You go upstairs, and there's a really nice kitchen with mahogany cabinets, which looked phenomenal. I'm a woodworker, so I really like that. So the kitchen and like your little hangout spot, couch and all that, all upstairs.
Yep.
Which is really nice. So if you have someone who says, hey, I need to go to bed. I've been partying too much. They go to bed, but you guys can still go upstairs and do a little partying, and that person can be sleeping soundly downstairs.
Yep.
So there's a cool, neat little space.
Yep.
Remember what it was listed for?
A
little over $2 million.
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, and
we
also
we were super prepared for this one.
I liked the outset, like that had the nice wraparound porch upstairs, and then downstairs I loved that little like side yard too. The outside areas were just really nice. I mean, and the front porch was.
It would be a great like little sitting porch.
Yes.
Have your coffee out there.
2 little rocking chairs. Yep. I loved like the neighborhood. Like it was so $2,099,000. So just over $2 million. Yep. Yeah, it's a little under 2,000 square feet. It's very spacious inside.
I mean, that's decent size for so it's like 1960 or something.
Yeah,
1960 square feet.
That's exactly it. And you can buy it furnished.
Yep.
I think there were a couple of pieces of art.
Yeah, because the owner is an artist, so she kind of put some of her art throughout the house, and she probably wanted to.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think they're basically just deciding that they just want to downsize and not own as many properties, and so they do it. They do use it as a rental. They use it exclusively as a rental. And they do decent revenue. They could probably maximize it. I think they haven't been real committed to that. But if you are looking for a place to buy where you wanted to offset some of your costs,
be a good option.
And use it part of the time, it's a great house. I mean, it's a great family house too. If you had a big family, you wanted to, have host or whatever, it's a good little house. So that's our
property house of the week. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about, this is a segment that we did previously, and it was a question that I asked off the cuff. Greg did not know I was going to ask it, and we have since now started noticing things that fit this category, and so we decided we might want to make this a more like regular segment. And the segment is, what's one thing that is the norm or is something that other people like that you just don't understand?
Yeah.
So this is going to be sort of like, remember when Jay on Modern Family had his radio show or his YouTube show? And it was like Jay's Gripes, and he's like, I don't get like paper menus, right? Like that's what it's like. So this is like our gripes. So we have a few.
But the first one is sprinkles.
I don't get it.
I don't get sprinkles. I never want them. I don't want them on my donuts.
No.
I don't want them on my cupcakes.
No.
I don't want them on a cake. I don't want them on ice cream.
No.
I don't want sprinkles. Let's do away with sprinkles.
Sprinkles they can be cute.
Yeah.
They can be cute for decoration or whatever, like if you're making a baked good, they can be visibly or like visually appealing. Like I get the visual appeal. But if I'm getting ice cream or a donut and I'm getting it because I'm hungry, I'm not going to go out of my way to get sprinkles. They're weird. That like the texture of them is weird. Like when you eat them, they're like weirdly like soft.
No one wants
They
sprinkles.
don't taste.
Let's just use Dunkin' Donut as an example.
Just a glazed donut.
Well, a chocolate donut, because that's usually what they'll put the sprinkles on. When I'd walk up there and I see sprinkles and non-sprinkles, and they're going to reach for a sprinkled chocolate frosted donut, I say, girlfriend.
What am I, a toddler?
What am I, 2? No, I'm a grown man. Please give me that chocolate donut.
Exactly. Yeah, so sprinkles. Don't get it?
Won't get it.
Won't get it.
Don't get it, won't get it.
So we have a list, but we're not going to do the whole list. This is a regular segment. Trust me. We'll have more gripes. The next one, queen size mattresses. What is with them? Who has if just get a king size.
If you're a grown adult and you have a queen size bed as your primary bed, we need to talk.
Oh my gosh. I guess if you sleep alone.
I don't care. Queen size mattresses should be eliminated from bed sizes.
Yeah.
You either got a full or a twin or a king.
Yeah.
No in between.
No.
Because here's the problem, and as we've experienced in the past year of us doing rentals, most of the rental companies, I do not get it.
No.
They put freaking queens in there.
When there's plenty of room for a king.
There's plenty of room for a king. There's no room for 2 grown adults in a queen size mattress. If I was running for presidency, that would be my platform.
That's your platform.
Yeah. I will eliminate all queen size mattresses in all of the world. Yeah. And I bet you I'd get some votes for that.
Yeah, I'd vote for you.
Well, that's one right there. Boom, I'm on my way.
Yeah. So queen size mattresses, don't get it.
Don't get it, won't get it.
Don't get it. I don't get it. Like, no. It's no.
Don't get it, won't get it. There you go, guys. That is our gripes of the week. It's stuff that people, I guess, like, but we just don't get it.
We don't get
it, and we won't get it. That's going to catch on. Don't get it, won't get it.
Don't get it, won't get it. Okay. So this is our next segment.
Yeah.
What's on your mind this week? And this can be like anything. Remember, like, I was talking about true crime last week.
Yeah.
Like, just anything that's on your mind.
Well, I've already kind of talked about what's on my mind. And on my mind is finding a place to stay. That's top priority number 1 right now, is finding somewhere to stay. And I have all the faith that we're going to find something.
Sure.
But that's what's on my mind.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. So, like, in looking at this, like, the situation that we're in, where, you know, we're really blessed to be able to pay for a place, were we to find one, has that brought up anything, or do you have any reflections about, I don't know, just having been on the journey we've been on for the year, and also just more specifically in Key West, like, the situation that's here? Do you have any...
I mean, my thoughts would be, golly, man, places down here are asking a lot of money for rentals for month to month.
Or even long-term.
And long-term. Like, way more than probably what should be asked and what the property is worth. And I get it. That's what places are going for. But, it just makes you think, like, that's, you know, and a lot of times it's us reaching out to someone who has no one booked, and they don't even consider it. Yeah, which is fine. That's their prerogative.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not me getting mad at them. That's just, you know, my thought would be, and we've talked about this, if we owned a place, and let's just say we didn't have anyone, because in the Keys, you got to have 28 days. You have to,
most places,
you got to be 28 days or more. So if we're writing and say, hey, we'll book from here till like for a month, and then you have someone already booked for February, that means you're closing in on a date that you can't rent. So
what Greg is saying is, if you have a non-transient rental, which is most rentals, in Key West, and most rentals in the lower Keys, frankly, you have to rent for 28-day spans. So let's say you have someone coming February 1st. Once you get inside of 28 days before February 1st, you can't book someone because their rental would be less than 28 days, which means it's going to sit empty.
Yeah.
So
my thought would be, and we're not offering like $1,000.
No.
We're still offering decent amount, but we're not. What we're saying, we're not going to pay you $20,000
for 1 month.
For 1 month at your house that's sitting empty.
Yeah.
So my thought would be like, if we said this, if we were in that situation and someone reached out to us and said, "Hey, we'll give you X amount," then it wasn't like $1,000, because at that point, I get it. It's not worth even in your place. But we knew we had to, it's either now or never, essentially, for that month. We would very seriously consider it.
Yeah. I guess I would just think if you are in the business of renting it, then you like to bring in some money to offset your costs. And while you'd love to offset your costs to the tune of $20,000, if you could offset your costs to the tune of a certain number, right? Maybe not $500. That's not worth having someone in your property, but a respectable number. You would think that that's better than no dollars, right? But I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
And some of these people, maybe they don't even need the money. They're just renting it out. And if they can get a nice chunk of change,
I think that's accurate.
Then they're going to take that chunk of change. Yeah. But if someone offers them less, then they're just not going to do it.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Which is probably a big part of it. I mean, these are $1 million houses. Yeah. So, I mean, I do get it. That's not, I'm not angry at those people.
No, not at all. It's interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah. Where some people did do this as an investment, for sure, because I've reached out to some people, and their response is, well, that won't even cover but it will cover a lot of it. It will cover a lot of it, so you have no one now. Yeah,
it's a strange mindset.
Anyway, that's what's on my mind. Yeah. What's up with you?
I'm trying to think about what's on my mind. Last week I had like I was saying how I was interested in the Moscow murders. Like that was kind of top of mind for me. I think for me it's the same. It's just like trying to find a place. We're kind of both on the same page with that this week.
I mean, we're closing in on it. So.
And I think for me too, it's given the industry that we work in professionally, I actually feel grateful for the insights and I feel grateful for the experience, because I think that it's going to allow us to speak more, like from a more educated standpoint on like this topic, or understanding where people are coming from, or understanding all the different stakeholders, on the island. It's a really interesting situation, and it's very, nuanced, and there's just so many different people, so many different takes, and
it's a lot that goes into it.
It's very, there's nothing black and white about it at all. It's just very nuanced. So it's interesting to kind of be on the inside of it and be getting different experiences from different kind of places that we stand in. So that's really I think what's on my mind, and also I think just feeling for maybe people that just can't actually live here, even if they wanted to, or they wanted to come do something like contribute to this community in like a really positive way, and just financially they're just unable. There's no
a lot
way
of
that they can
people
do
who don't come here. A lot of people who have been on our TikTok and on our lives and said, "Oh, I was offered a traveling nurse job and I turned it down because there's nowhere to stay." Yeah, and so I think it is a problem. Especially for the essential workers. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If you want to keep the island going, right? Essential workers aren't just the nurses and the firefighters and the police officers. They're also the people who are working at the restaurants or working at the stores and all of that. And it's really, really tough to find somewhere long-term that's affordable. And so that's a big, big problem here. Yeah. Absolutely. In the Keys. Well, and I think Key West for sure. And
we had an opportunity to have a conversation with one of our friends last night who's been a resident here for 25 years?
Long time.
And she's been a landlord for almost all of those 25 years. And she was saying, from her side, it's challenging because, you have people who come to rent your place and they say everything that they need to say, and they tell you all the things you want to hear, and then
They sound great.
They sound great, and then they get in there and they're terrible to your property, and I completely understand. Again, this is why I'm saying it's a very nuanced conversation. There are a lot of stakeholders. There are a lot of very valid points and concerns and ideas and thoughts and all of that. It's interesting to be on the inside of it in a lot of different ways, to kind of have our foot in a lot of different worlds. Yep. And see, the nuance of it. So yeah, that's what's on my mind. We're not going to solve.
So those are our thoughts of the week. Okay.
All right, and we're going to wrap up with some funny questions.
Yes.
Okay. So Greg doesn't know what these are.
No, I do not.
Okay. What food do you avoid at all costs?
Oh, I think you know the answer to this.
We have the same answer.
This is actually really funny because before we even knew each other, we're like, man, you know what we really hate? Stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff. Both of us hate it. We won't touch it. Even as adults. Never tried it as an adult, so I will be fair to that, but I won't, just out of spite towards beef stroganoff.
In fairness, I think we both have only ever had the hamburger helper version of beef stroganoff. I don't know that we've had really yummy, but
let's just put it this way. If it's on the menu,
we're not ordering it. That's completely independently, completely randomly. We both are number one. Won't. Now you also don't like tomatoes, but I think you'll.
Yeah, I don't like tomatoes, but I don't want to eat a plain tomato.
Right.
I don't want a tomato.
But you'll eat salsa.
Yeah, I'll eat salsa, spaghetti sauce. Yeah. I've been eating if there's been tomatoes on my tacos. I've been eating that. So, but I don't. I tried because I really wanted to, because sometimes they look appetizing.
They look good. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But beef stroganoff?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. The next one is, where do you spend most of your time online?
Right now, it's on the MLS.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time on the MLS. I'm also a part of the Gator Collective.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Which is, but there's only so many articles I got put up there, so I'll check that usually once a day.
That's like a forum, right?
Yeah, it's for Gator athletes, so it's for the NIL.
Oh.
So it goes towards, if you're on there, you have to pay, and that amount goes towards the athlete some way.
So what do you get though? What's on there that you?
Oh, well, you get some insider information, which is, so you can be part of the Gator Collective, which is $10 or up.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Just the $10 a month. And then if you want to be part of the forum, where it talks about recruiting, stuff going on in the organization, the transfer portal, anything like that, then you pay another $5 to be a part of that forum.
Okay.
And then so there's a guy who's on the inside. I used air quotes there, but he is kind of on the inside. So he can get that information. He'll write it up, and then people go in there and comment and talk and all that good stuff. So
interesting.
I'll check that once. I'll check it in the morning, see if there's any new stuff up. But I would say the MLS. Right now, VRBO.
Zillow, VRBO, MLS, Facebook groups.
What about you?
I think I probably spend most of my time on TikTok if I'm on my phone, either making content or consuming content. Yeah, I don't really. And then the MLS, you have work stuff, right?
Yeah. I'll play my game a little bit too.
Yeah.
Clash of Kings.
If
anyone does that, let me know.
Yeah, but I think TikTok. TikTok is. I avoided TikTok for a really long time.
She did.
But then I caved, and I will say I actually really like it. It's you can learn a lot of stuff. It's entertaining, but there's also a lot of stuff that you can learn, or things you just kind of discover because the algorithm's so darn good. So yeah, I think that's mostly where I spend my time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. That is our podcast.
That's it.
Living in Key West. We are Greg and Stephanie, real estate agents here in Key West and the Lower Keys, part of Keys Atlantic Realty. So hit us up. Send us a message if you are interested in getting out of that cold and buying a slice of paradise.
Yep.
Don't forget to subscribe, which is just following us. That's not paid. So just subscribe to us so you can see all of our podcasts. We launch these Monday mornings usually, unless Christmas is involved.
Yeah.
So,
well, you can subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can also subscribe in whatever app you're using to listen to your podcast. So we're on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple. Yeah, so you can subscribe that way. And follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Living in Key West.
Follow us on everything, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.